And I have like some sauce on the side.
I want you to understand this isn't to be unkind or malicious to Nikki. This is spreading spiritual insights. And the reason that I know uh, how a lot of these things works is because I have said things in the past about friends that had a STI, herpes. And to my knowledge of who I was at that time, there was a lot of egoic things that were said. Like, oh, I know what I'm saying is true. Like, I was basically, I was calling myself reading a bitch. I thought, this has to be karma for saying the things that I said within that video. You know, she said where her prayer words at, and then you remember she said or made it was a tweet asking for people to pray for her. So sometimes there isn't awareness for some people that things that they're saying can manifest. And I was going to say, it's one of those games. It's a game of chess.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Fuck the fire. We got grease. I would've shot Jolie. I dare a bitch right now. Take my man.
Subscribers, your video is ready. Hello, LGBTQ plus DL men, women who circulate love us and support us. And if you don't identify with any of those labels, you're still free to do what? Subscribe to the channel. And that's on Mary having a little lamb and the three little foxes. Anyway, I'm cooking something. And yes, I still have the Pink Friday nails on, okay? Still have them on. So if you don't like fagalicious stuff, fagalicious shit, go to another video that you might like. Or just try to understand that everybody is not, everybody is not a heterosexual. Just like most of us that are homosexual understand that everybody ain't homosexual. Anyway, I made some pepperonis as a little snack. But as you can see, I have some pizza crust. And you probably know what the video is about because, I have the thumbnail and the title of the video. But anyway, while I am talking, I will let y'all see the video or maybe not while I'm talking. I'll let you see the video of my inspiration for this video.
The aroma of melted cheese and savory toppings fill the air. You hear the irresistible crunch, the unforgettable cheese pull. Now, let yourself be transported to a place where every bite is pure bliss. Let me show you how easy this is. In a pan over medium heat, add olive oil and Italian sausage. Cook until golden brown and crispy. Add diced onions and green bell peppers. Season with a pinch of salt and pepper. Add some chopped pepperoni slices. Cook until golden. Just like that. Divide the pizza dough into 12 equal pieces. Add some olive oil to the muffin tin and brush it in. Form the pizza dough pieces into the muffin tin pockets. Start with a layer of mozzarella cheese, pizza sauce, the toppings, more pizza sauce, and of course, more mozzarella cheese. Top with oregano and olive oil. While that's baking, whip up a quick garlic butter to take this to the next level. As soon as they come out the oven, brush it on. Just like that. A sprinkle of Parmesan cheese and dry parsley. You just can't go wrong with these. That's why they're the best. Deluxe.
So let's get directly into making what we are going to make. So I have a bell pepper. I already have my onion in a Tupperware, I guess you can say, container. And so we're going to start cutting our vegetables. Now, I always kind of had this thing about women that you are cooking with long nails on, you know, I'd be like, dang, how they do that with them long nails? But it's not as difficult having long, having long nails. And so I usually cut mine in half. And here I'm going to cut this side open.
Look at her. Look at it, mama, man. Look at it. That ain't my girl. That's my nigga. Catch me out on Ocean Drive with her. Hey, catch me in the whip, ride with her. Hey, sipping something, bumping big, hypnotized with her. Pray you get that job in Tampa. That's only 4 hours away. Take a car, take a plane, baby, whichever is faster. Oh, whichever one is in the hassle. Oh, damn, yeah, man. Oh, never knew, no, I never knew that.
So I am also going to be using some Jimmy Dean regular sausage. They have like sage and stuff like that, but I'm gonna use this for the meat that's going in the inside. Now Nikki want to go on Twitter and do her spaces. So I got my meat in the pan, and I'm going to saute the onions and the bell peppers, and we're gonna make it work. Your soul, I release in your spiritual. I be your muse, bring your easel and pencils too. Here you go, you try and tease with them pictures. You could ride on me just like you ride the elliptical. She said I'm trying to keep it tight for my nigga. Girl, I like it, asking what all I need is minnow. You know it's about time. It's about time. Always just another interlude. Asking all them questions, girl, you know I don't do interviews. It's good that I had another bottle of Thyme because, girl, I would not be able to get that top off. I mean, I would. It just would be a struggle. Alright, so I am going to start to season. I don't know if he seasoned his tomatoes. I almost forgot to cut up the pepperoni. So I have cut up the pepperoni, and now we're going to keep going. So we have the pizza crust, and it has to be cut. Hold on. How am I going to? I think people just like hit it to open it. Alright, so now I'm going to. I think you're supposed to open it like that, aren't you? Oh shit. So this is how I got the dough to be in there so far. How to look, y'all? Cause yeah. And again, it's Pink Friday now. So now we have the pizza crust in the muffin tins. We're gonna add the mozzarella. This is not pizza sauce, it's ragu, and the pepperoni and sausage with bell peppers and onions. Now that we have it with the mozzarella cheese, the ragu sauce, and the meat with onions and bell pepper, we have the cheese to add, and then it's going into the oven. I'm not sure of how long it goes into the oven, but we're gonna do what black people do and make it work. I probably could have added some more sauce under the cheese, but it'll be okay. The cheese will make up for it. Now it's going into the oven. So it looks a little burned, maybe cooked fast, but I'm not sure burn will be the right thing. But let's take them out and try.
Alright, and I have like some sauce on the side. Time to dig in.
So, Nikki is supposed to be doing a surprise today. And also, the Pink Friday Nails review is being released today on Good Friday. It would be a lie to say that there isn't nervousness or like, I guess you could just say nervousness about how it's going to be received, because I know that seeing the man in his 30s with nails on, it can be received as like, you know, oh, men not supposed to do this, men not supposed to do that, but at the same time, it's like, fuck them people. Fuck them people. So, I know I also talked about how I said I just want to be open about or I was going to speak on Nikki and her catching the flu, or her being under the weather. And also, thank you to Republic for always having my back. Oh, she had made a tweet, and that's what I'm kind of waiting on. Kind of waiting on for her to talk about the surprise that way I can put talk about it in this video. But I wanted to get into the nitty gritty and speak about why I thought that, or not even why I thought, but I've realized through my own journey that as I have awakened to a lot of spiritual knowledge and understanding and awareness, sometimes I think this is Nicki Minaj's super bass becomes something. Hold on.
Scholarships is officially 9 times platinum. One Ruby the Sleaze is officially platinum, y'all. I did that on myself. Super Freaky Girl is 2 times platinum, y'all. And guess what? Pink Friday 2 is officially platinum.
They put up with a lot of shit for me. Make some noise for them, please.
Super Bass is 12 times platinum. She's still doing it. That is so good. I'm so happy for people that, are successful. The highest female. I want to say it verbatim, so I'm probably just going to put it within the video. But anyway, I think this view is cute. There are things within this journey that can't be ignored. Like they can't be. But there's a awareness that because we are spiritual beings, spiritual things can have an effect within our experience, and we come to this planet, or we are born into this life forgetting who we are, only to remember through our spiritual journey who we are. That's the purpose of, like, we are spiritual beings, right? So we're having a human experience, but we remember that we are spiritual beings first. And so, with that being said, right, we are also, God wanted to experience Himself. God wanted to experience itself. And I've talked about how, within the Bible it says that, there was darkness and then there was light, and then God created that. Well, it was like the heaven and the earth and all of these things, but there was just darkness. And God knows it exists because it does exist. It knows that it is because it is. And anyway, to not take a more spiritual turn on what I'm saying, and to refer more to spirituality, God wanted to experience itself. So through every human being, through every life form, through every non-life form, God experiences itself. So God experienced itself from me to you, from you to me, from dog to cat, from dog to person, from cat to person, from cat to dog. Anyway, you understand what I'm saying? You are everything. Everything is you. So, with that being said, think about what it means to say something unkind to a person. If you say something unkind to a person, you are not only being unkind to them, but you're being unkind to yourself. Because within them is you, and within you is them. And this probably is answering a lot of questions about mirroring, or what it means to mirror, what it means to have a mirror. So I saw the video where I guess that was a stylist, according to my research, and I didn't do any I didn't do any deep. I don't know why I said dick. I didn't mean that word. I didn't do any deep diving, right? But the information that I received, I saw that it was a stylist that she was kind of. It seemed that she was yelling at the stylist and during her show. And to many people, things like that happening, it just seems like nothing to them. It just seems like, oh, that's Nikki being Nikki. But to me, I perceived it as something like, I'll give you an example. I'm not sure if this can be kind of considered an example, but do you remember when the Oscar slap happened between Chris Rock and Will Smith? Anyway, after it happened, Denzel Washington, this is what I heard, or I heard or seen being said, is that Denzel said, I think Will quoted Denzel and said, that's when the enemy tries to, come for a person when they are about to receive an award, when they're about to elevate, right?
Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
But I saw it as, what Denzel was saying, I understand, but you also have to understand that the divine is also seeing where you are on your journey. You are everything is you. So the divine is seeing where you are. And if you can't treat others kindly, then you basically, it's like what you are doing to others is basically what you are saying that you are okay with receiving. And so when it comes back to you, and a lot of people call it karma. But anyway, because it's deeper than that. Because a lot of people don't understand what karma, they don't understand what love is. Love teaches you how to love. It teaches you how to be it. It teaches you how to become in alignment with it. And so what I was saying about it's not even Nikki yelling at the stylist, because she also had like that wig that was chopped at the back or something like that, and people were saying that's what she get for yelling at the stylist, or probably saying that she did it herself. And who knows, people will say anything, But it's difficult. I've always thought about it as being. I've always thought of it being difficult to be a music artist that is controversial because people are going to expect certain things of an artist, right? Like with the record Bigfoot. When it came out, and I was hearing some of the things that were being said, and again, I think that the universe is more complex than what we think it is, and when we say things, it's like we can talk to a person and say things, but we also have to be able to receive what we're saying. Like, you know that phrase, a taste of your own medicine? It's like if you tell a person something and you have ill intention, just because that person may not know in that moment, the universe is still experiencing itself through you. And you're allowing the universe to experience yourself in that way. So sometimes when words don't affect you, the universe will take an alternate route to affect you in a different way. Like, this is a good example because when, and I don't want to like fully go back into detail about my jail experience, but I kind of realized that I had a position in the divine realm to do a certain work for the divine. And I'm not going to fully explain that, but what I will say is that your awareness, nothing observed by the observer goes unaffected. Every soul is experiencing something. Everything that the soul is observing, it is experiencing it in its own way. And the soul is infinite, right? That's how it is many of us. But anyway, when I was on TikTok live one night, there was a fellow on TikTok live that I was following, and I think that I always communicate with people, to try to help them, to try to help them in some ways. Like there's this want to be the friendship. Anyway, let me get to the story so y'all can truly understand what I was getting to, because I was about to get on a whole nother different story. When the guy he said something that was untruthful. He made an untruthful statement or said something that wasn't in alignment with truth. And moments later, his account on TikTok, his TikTok live, was discontinued because he said something that wasn't in alignment with truth. And on TikTok live, you can accumulate financial abundance. And so it's not always that the divine is wanting you to, the divine isn't wanting people to suffer, but they're wanting people to have the awareness that we are all one. We are all one collective consciousness. How we allow people to experience us is ultimately what we're saying we're okay with receiving. So with that being said, here's another kind of take on what I have become in alignment with, or have become aware about. If everything is you, and you are everything, you are judging you so that you can understand what you need to make you the best version of yourself. Hopefully that is making very great sense. With that being said, if you are judging yourself through a dog, through a cat, through anything that has a soul, let's say a person doesn't sometimes what I'm going to speak about, I think of it as like everyone being the jury in a courtroom, because everyone's experiencing the person on the, but anyway, when I think about it, I think of it as like judgment. People are judging you, and people can help you manifest in life. More than one person can help you manifest faster. And so if you have a collective of people that love you and hate you, you know, normally I wouldn't say anything about like a person loving and hating you, because that, you know, that's kind of like a lot. You may have people that love you, really love you, and people that really dislike you. But everybody is receiving the way that you are doing things in their own way. Even if they sing a song, they're helping you to manifest it. And something that was said in Bigfoot, kind of like, I listened to it recently and I was like, oh. And it was something about praying for you. Hold on, let me listen to the song and I'll be back. So she asked, where my prayer warriors at? She also said that she said something about an evil spirit. Like she was saying that she knows that she has an evil spirit, and then also said, hold on, the queen is beautiful and talented. I had posted a photo of Nikki at her concert. So I want you to understand, this isn't to be unkind or malicious to Nikki. This is spreading spiritual insights. And the reason that I know how a lot of these things works is because I have said things in the past and then had experiences, even present day experiences, that I question whether they were karmic or were they karma for things that I had said in the past. For example, I, on my old YouTube channel, spoke about friends that had a STI, herpes. And in this video, I spoke about Nicki Minaj. And I didn't say anything about her having herpes, but this video was just like all over the place, right? And to my knowledge of who I was at that time, there was a lot of egoic things that were said. Like, oh, I know what I'm saying is true. Like, I was basically, I was calling myself reading a bitch. It's the terminology that's the way it can be said so that you can understand. I called myself reading a bitch. And although you can say things that are truthful, how they're received by other people can also reflect to you. In a sometimes in a non-desirable way. Because for you that do not know, I had an experience happen with my great aunt, and I've spoken about it quite many times. And within that experience, where my private area was touched, I then started to feel, because for you that do not know, that are new to this channel, that maybe have never seen any of my videos, I'm clairsentient, which means that I have clear feeling to the divine, right? After the experience happened with that family member, there seemed to be psychic experiences that I was having below the belt that were not very comfortable. And I thought, this has to be karma for saying the things that I said within that video. And I also expressed some spiritual truth in that video, but it was truth about Beyonce and Jay-Z. And although I knew it was true, and it wasn't for me to say that information because it was their truth. And so when Nikki, when I noticed that Nikki said certain things, and that was also something that I said within the video. I said, oh, if the things that you say, girl, I'm just like, this is like the things that you say, how, and not like that, but I was saying in that video that I'm not sure if it's deleted, but I'm sure that I sent it like as a private link to video, but it being on Nicki Minaj's Twitter, because I posted it on her Twitter, she was able to watch the video, and me expressing how I felt about friends that had STIs and all these things that I said about Beyonce, Hove. I said something about Drake in there that I remember. I said something about Nicki and Drake's relationship. There was a lot of information in there. And many of you know that I received this spiritual knowledge. But I don't think it was what I was saying. I think that it also had to do with how I was saying it. So what I'm saying in connection to her record Bigfoot is that although, it was trendy, she clapped back, there still seemed to be a reflection that happened with her saying that kind of affected her bag a little bit, because she said where her prayer words at, and then you remember she said or made it was a tweet asking for people to pray for her. So sometimes we don't, sometimes there isn't awareness for some people that things that they're saying can manifest. And there was something very important that I was going to say, but spirit was like, end. Like, that's the end of the video. No, there was something else that I was going to say. So hold on a second. I remember thinking, and after becoming aware that I started having that experience down there, right? I started thinking and just becoming aware. Like, although it happened, I realized that it was a gift in so many ways. Like, but I also understood that music, while it can be very entertaining and very great, some music can be unhealthy for our spiritual life. That's what I will say. It can be unhealthy for us spiritually because what I was going to say, it's one of those games. It's a game of chess with music. And I mean, like, the game with the king and the queen, and, you know, yeah. And that's why I also have noticed that when things like this are happening, have you noticed how Beyonce is usually, she may say a couple of things in her music, a couple of lines, but she never, like, I've noticed her to say a couple of things, but have you noticed how she's just she kind of like, you know, watches watches the experience before she speaks on it. I said in that video that I wasn't going to speak about the topic again. And the topic that I was referring to is Nikki, and I want to respect her beliefs. So what I would say is Nikki and one of her ops, I shined some insight on the beef and how I felt about beef that she had with another artist. But what I will say is that I have realized that I found peace within allowing others to be who they are. And also, like, when I say that, you know, of course there are going to be people that see the long nails and say unkind words like faggot, you a man, you should be a man, and, you know, all of these things. But I consciously know that in some way it is being reflected to them in their life. They're experiencing, there's this phrase, hurt people. I'm healed. So sometimes when people are trying to project that, I have to know how to either transmute it or to block it. And once you become healed and you become in alignment with a higher power, with God's source energy, which is pure consciousness. So it is just the experience of pure consciousness. It's just experiencing what is being said. It doesn't have to wear the label. It is just experiencing it. And so with that being said, our true self is just in the meat suit. When people say gay, faggot, yeah, bussy clot bum hole, not like not like that, no. Like yeah bumper clot, not like nothing like that. But you know, people can say things, but in some way they are the ones that are hurting. They're the ones that are hurting. But we also have to understand divine protection. And I believe that I am protected. Like, I just believe that protection comes with my awareness to spirit. Like, I'm just protected. That's just what it is. That's what I believe in. And so, yeah. I'll be seeing if Nikki is speaking on any other when she speaks on the surprise, if it wasn't just that, that is a great achievement. But if she has something else to say, I will hopefully be able to speak about it in this video. And toodaloo, I love you. So just a hour ago, we're a minute from it being released an hour ago, Beyonce released her song Jolene. Okay? Now pay attention, because this is a lot of spiritual insight for you. Recently on TikTok, there was a song like, I call it Jolish. The girl say, she would have shot Jolish. I dare a bitch right now to take my man away from me, is what she said. She said, I would have shot Jolish. I dare a bitch right now to take my man from me, is what she said in those lyrics. Y'all remember that viral song? It kind of went viral.
We got grease. I would have shot Jolie.
Think about
Bitch right now, take my man from me.
us being a collective consciousness. Just think about that for a second. Let that marinate. Not even think about it for a second, but just think about it. Because Beyonce said that she had been writing this album for 5 years. Anyway, I'm just gonna allow that to simmer in y'all's mind and receive that information and maybe think on it. Don't think on it too hard. It's very simple. We are a collective consciousness, one consciousness. And with that being said, hopefully you have some type of understanding of where I'm getting to. Also, I'm hoping that nothing that I said is to outshine Nicki Minaj's great accomplishments. Pink Friday 2 going platinum, and now her shoe line, or her having shoes that have debuted. They are so beautiful and they're pink. And with that being said, great job. And there's sending successful vibes her way, and in hopes of receiving successful vibes for myself. Yeah. Before I close out this video, I just want to say a very special thanks to Nicki Minaj and her team for these beautiful Pink Friday press-on nails. I also want to say that when I speak about anybody in my videos, it is never to be unkind or malicious, and my intention is to spread spiritual awareness. So I'm going to close out the video with telling one more story, because I feel like this story is more important to be shined light upon. Is that I was watching a TikTok live of a mutual, and within the video, the person was experiencing anger and grief over a breakup, and how he was expressing online and the things that he was saying. He got very angry. He got very angry within the TikTok live, and he pulled out a Glock. He pulled out a 9, and or a 45. It was one of the two, maybe a different kind. But he pulled it. He pulled it out on camera, and just expressing anger. And although he is in therapy, his anger had got the best of him, and not even maybe 24 to 48 hours, he then appeared online sick. So, again, my purpose of telling this story is because people sometimes aren't aware that we, as spiritual beings, when we allow people to experience us, there can be repercussions for the way, or not even repercussions, but there can be experiences that we can have to kind of like humble us, to bring us back to the awareness that we're spiritual beings. And although he may not be aware that spiritual experience was going on, it was a gift for me because I was aware that it was going on. So now I can spread the knowledge of it happening with the experience that he had. So anyway, much love to you all. This video is almost an hour long, but I'm grateful to all of you that have watched the full and complete video. And anyway, toodaloo, I love you. Brrr.